and writings of Sheikh Ahmad Bamba entitled Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Everybody knows and recognizes that Qasida by the title, but also by the beginning of the verse, meaning Rabbi bima yashrahul azhana qad faja 𝒎𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒉𝒊-𝒔𝒉. Today, I'm going to try to divide into 3 parts this Qasida in order to share with you the inner meaning and the tangible action that is, or that can signify and explain the story and the history of the Qasida. It is said that it was written by Sheikh Ahmad Bamba between Darul Manan and Touba. At that time, there was a very important action and situation that was directly linked to the colonial power, because while people discovered that Sheikh Ahmad Bamba was surrounded, and around him people found kings, teachers, and warriors, they thought that Sheikh Ahmad Bamba hid in his houses in Darul Manan weapons in order to prepare a war against the colonial power. And they came to control, they came to evaluate, they came to visit in Darul Manan. And they discovered that nothing was there except writings of Sheikh Ahmad Bamba. But when they arrived, it was a gloomy situation. People were afraid. And the Sheikh told them, don't worry, don't move, just keep reading the Holy Quran, and gave them this Qasida called Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, telling them nothing negative will happen. Just be concentrated. That Qasida is known by most of the Murids. The first verse of the Qasida is Rabbi bima yashrahul azhana qad faja 𝒎𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒉𝒊-𒔉𝒂. My Lord has surprisingly bestowed me divine graces. The Sheikh, by the way he explained, is showing face. He said, I was not expecting anything, but just God gave me by his graces as a surprise one of the most important graces. And that is a point of faith, meaning God doesn't have any kind of right towards his creation. But if he gives you something, you just consider it as a gift. That's what the Sheikh said. And the second verse, he said, Hamdi li Rabbin Karimin la sharika lahu. This also is just one of, the verses of Sheikh Ahmad Bamba, but it is showing the face of the Sheikh, because he's trying to let people understand the unicity of God. He said, La sharika lahu. Wa sadri al-yawma nuran sati'an mala. The Sheikh precise, but any time he quote God, at the same time, he linked him directly to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, because he constitute, his like a kind of shelter. That's why he said, Muhammad salawatullahi fi abadin alayhi fi 𝒎𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒃𝒂𝒉, meaning that the Sheikh will never understand the fact of being a slave of God without linking yourself to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. That's why whenever he talks about God, he automatically talks about the Prophet, the one for whom he worked. And now the second part is about, preparing people to ask for mercy, for clemency, for forgiveness to God. He did it not only for his person, he did it for the sake of God, but also he asked God to give favors, graces, and mercy to all people and all human beings. He said, Adhu ilahi allazi hammat mawahibuhu li jumlatil khalq ma yakhtaru man bara. I mean, this is one of the largest points of the praise of Sheikh Ahmad Bamba. He tried to say that, God, you got so many favors. Oh, please, God, don't consider our ignorance. Don't consider our mistakes. Just give your favors to every human being. And he said, Najaytuhu jalla awaman wa karramani takrima hadin wa kulli min lagan bariya. And now, let's understand, let's follow the Sheikh. When he talks to God, asking for, mercy, he said, Rahman, هب لجميع الخلق رحمة من يغني عن الشر من قرآن قرأ. He said, God, by your mercy, by your clemence, please grant all creatures, grant them your mercy and grant them forgiveness because we are not perfect. And he said, خذ أمة المصطفى عن كل مفسدة ولترحم الخلق يا من جدهم برا. So now the Sheikh proceed by just giving the first part to all Muslim community by saying Ummat al-Mustafa, meaning those who comes from the prophets, prophets community. But at the end he said that your favor goes beyond Muslim community. They go to every human being. That's why the Sheikh said that every human being is a part of the community of God. And I ask you, God, to give them favor by mercy, by privilege, by graces, and by forgiveness. This is part of, the inner sense of this Qasida called Ya Rahman Ya Rahim Rabbi Bima Yasha.